Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another presentation on 3-Wide Television of the 2024B OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series League. My name is Jeremy Briggs, alongside in the production booth as well as Carlos Acosta. Joining us here shortly is Vic Bloom, as we are on round 16 of 18. This season is winding down quick. We are at Daytona International Speedway. Boy, this is going to be a jam-packed race. So much action is going to be going on with this championship on the line. A lot of these drivers think this is the wild card to try to secure their way into that championship, basically battle to the end. And as you can see there, looking at the screen right now, you got Daniel Gore, Ryan Gavel, James Miller, Noah Brown, and Thomas Capuano, your top 5 in the chase-offs, as Carlos calls it. And you look to your right there, you've got the team standings of Redux Racing still up top.
Yeah, they've been Redux has kind of been dominating for the majority part of this season. It's the first season here, and they're showing strong signs of huge success coming up here. But we got one more thing we gotta quickly tackle, and that is the commentator standings. Now, Vic, why don't you go ahead and lead us?
Yeah, so I'm leading this because, I'm just that good at making picks. And by that, I mean I have no good picks left, which is great. Jeremy, however, you are up first tonight, my friend.
I'm up first tonight because I believe I missed the last one, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with James Miller.
It's a good pick. I like that pick. Carlos, who you got in half one?
Trying to see who I have available here that is here tonight. Oh, you know what? Oh, no, I was looking at the wrong person. Whoops, that would have been very embarrassing, for sure. I'm totally not trying to vamp for time here, as I try to figure out who I can and cannot get. Literally, whoever is the first person I see.
Boy, those picks are limited for you guys.
Yeah, they really are, because I got a lot of people here who are no longer in here tonight. Wait a second, I haven't picked them? Jake Scarborough?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to pick Jake Scarborough. I'm surprised I haven't made that pick.
I have made that pick. So like I said, my pick's very limited, much like yours. So, in half one, I think I'm going to go with a guy that has been on commentary this season. I'm going to go with Nathaniel Cherry.
All right, good pick. Oh, Nathaniel Cherry is going to be the pick. We'll see if it works out in half number one. Speaking of half number one, it'll be 30 laps over 82 minutes, depending on which one comes first. This awesome Daytona International Speedway, I believe, is going to put on some great racing. These drivers have been getting some awesome practice 3-wide. Right now, they're out there in open qualifying. There is, I believe, almost 30 drivers here tonight. Everybody feels like they can come to Daytona and win, and they came here. You got to be in it to win it. As we're now down to the final 50 seconds of qualifying. So, like I said, first half, 30 laps. They got 2 sets of tires, 19 car invert, 2 green wet checkered attempts will happen. Right now we got Daniel Gore, Ryan Gavel, and Nathaniel Cherry, James Miller, and Cameron Rich, your top 5. I believe there's a couple commentators in that top 5. It's pretty remarkable. Those drivers stopped into the booth at some point this season. We'll see how it plays out with the final 20 seconds.
Decent mix.
Yeah, we got a shout out to all those drivers that have come in and filled in spots and been a part of the broadcast when, if they couldn't make a race of some sort. I believe Ty McIntosh has done that a couple times, so appreciate that. This qualifying has now wrapped up. We will let iRacing get the grid generated up. Drivers will get the invocation to start their engines. And as they do that, we will give you drivers the lineup for tonight's first half of 30 laps. at Daytona International Speedway in the Xfinity cars, which have been pretty awesome this year. Daniel Gore, number 69, the Danny G machine on the pole. Ryan Gavel, number 1, starting in P2. Nathaniel Cherry in the number 52, starting in 3rd. And you've got James Miller there, starting in 4th. In the 5th starting spot, you've got the number 88 of Cameron Rich. And in the 6th starting spot, you got the 35 of Tim Conrad. The 7th starting position, we've got the 04 of Matt Hackathorn. And 8th starting spot, you've got the number 41 of Dallas Myhand. In the 9th starting spot, you've got the number 77 of Jake Scarborough. And 10th starting spot, you've got Galberto Javier Gomera.
Woo, nailed it.
In the 11th starting position, you got the number 39 of James Watson. In the 12th starting position, 71 Dave Carpenter. 13th starting position, the 75 of Ty McIntosh. 14th starting spot, 7 Ray Bracey. And the 15th starting spot, you've got David Westergreen. And 16th, Dustin Dewar.
Yeah, in 17th, we have Noah Brown with Adam Peeler right on his outside, starting in 18th. 19th place and 20th will be Neil Rutt III and Cassidy McLeod. 21st is going to be Darren Staff with his Mountain Dew Frostbite scheme, and Dylan Thomas in the 22nd position. Couple RKM drivers, Cooper Johnson in 23rd and Tristan Millette in number 24 machine, number 92 machine in 24th. Thomas Capuano in 25th and Caden Tubbs 26th. Michael Perniciglio in 27th, and 28th is going to be none other than Kynan Jones 29th, and last in the field will be Rashid Coles, who didn't post a lap time.
And a couple of housekeeping notes as we get ready to come to the green flag. Ryan Gavel, that was scheduled to start P2 on the field, was given an EOL, I believe probably for a previous incident, a previous race. So that'll put Daniel Gore and James Miller on our front row.
All right, I believe we went through the race notes. 19 car invert, and how many sets of tires did you say we had?
2 would be the answer.
I don't think it's really going to matter too much, though, anyways.
It is Daytona. It is super speedway racing. Tires don't matter too much, but hey, it never hurts to maybe slap 2 right sides on, as we have 24 laps of fuel, I believe, is the distance we can go. So we will have to pit for fuel at some point. Well, when I mean we, that means the drivers. Luckily, I'm up here in the booth. The pace truck has made the hard left-hand turn. Round 16 of 18, OSCA 2024B Weekend Woodsman Series is underway here on 3Y Television. Listen to those cars roar into turns 1 and 2. Daniel Gore, James Miller side by side. The whole field pretty much side by side all the way through. 30 laps is the distance. These drivers are just going to probably be a little patient right here at the beginning. Let the tires come up to temperature. Let everybody kind of figure out where they need to be and get ready to pounce here later in the race. The awesome shot down the back stretch into turn 3. Look at that field of awesome amount of cars. We got 28 on track. Excuse me, 29 on track. I think this is one of the biggest fields of the season. I believe Carlos can probably confirm for us on that one.
It's a pretty big field. I don't think it's the biggest field of the season, though. Everyone wants to drive the super speedway races, and so we're going to see a lot of drivers show up, even if it is towards the end of the season.
Coming here with that chance to win. Wild card races are it. Look right there, still side by side, pretty much through the whole field. Gore, Miller, Nathaniel Cherry, Tim Conrad, and Cameron Rich being posted as the top 5 cars at this time. But as you can see, everybody's pretty much just nose to tail all the way through. Being methodical, long ways to go. Got to be in it to win it. I believe there is no fast repairs. You got to, like I said, got to be in it to win it. Look at that awesome shot through that tri-oval. Looks like Gavel might have been thinking 3 wide right there. That number 1 car getting an EOL penalty here early on at the start of the race. Obviously, was supposed to start second. Right now, just trying to pick his way, and he's going to try and go out 3 wide. He wants to get back to the front. He feels like that is where he belongs. Right now, a lone wolf up there in that 3rd lane. See if anybody else decides to bite, but right now, everybody else is trying to be patient.
Yeah, he's giving up. Well, finally somebody goes onto his outside, and it looked like Gavel was going to give up on it, but has quickly decided to go and start pushing. Let me see who that is. That's the wrong camera angle.
Of Dustin Dewar.
Dustin Dewar. You know, it's definitely possible to run 3 wide here. It's a bit riskier because the track is smaller compared to Talladega, where you just have more room. But you know, you can do 3 wide. You can even do 4 wide. Although that's going to be the most sketchiest of sketch, as Ryan Gavel's momentum is kind of stalled out there, as that whole inside and middle line now essentially are doing a good job of regrouping.
Ryan Gavel started at the tail end of this 29 car field and just moving his way up to the front on the back bumper of that number 32 of Dustin Dewar. Now, man, they have got a huge amount of momentum here on lap 5. They're making that 3rd lane work. Wow. Number 7, Ray Bracey says, all right, you guys are making this. Oh, Miller went up to block. It's going to be a wreck in the front. Huge wreck in the front. 52 spun around. That's Nathaniel Cherry. That's where it started. We've got the big one here on lap 5.
The big crash is going to take away a lot of drivers' chances at winning in this first half, including the 52 and the 09. And, well, haven't these 2 drivers been involved in issues before many times? Or I should say, haven't these 2 cars?
Yeah. Definitely feels like deja vu. Man, so early on, these drivers are going to be, a lot of these drivers in that chase-offs. Take a look at our 3 wide television replay right here. Looks like Miller went to block that top lane that was coming in. That just bottled up. I'm not sure if the 52 Nathaniel Cherry got loose. I wasn't sure if they were 3 wide, but 52 came up the track with slight contact there. I couldn't tell who was right there, but I think it was Miller. Another car around them, and mayhem. Lots of cars involved. Gonna try to figure out, decide who was not involved in that wreck. Right there, number 35 was who was outside. That is Tim Conrad.
52 came up just a little bit at the same
Just
time the
a
35
yep.
came down, yeah. No,
Yeah, I believe it might have been Tim Conrad, you know, just trying to give the 09 a little bit of space out there on the outside. Maybe the 52 got a little loose there at the same time. Just kind of met in the middle, like you said.
Gavel involved, 32. I think the 00 got some damage out of that. The 09 as well. A lot of cars came to a stop. Thankfully, a lot of drivers did a great job avoiding the incidents. But still, a couple of late hits there, and just chaos kind of all around. Everyone's down Pear Road. I think they're all going to try to make it from here.
Yep. Just took the words right out of my mouth. We're 7 laps in. I believe we were 6 laps short on fuel. So this caution right here will be a. Oh man, look at that replay. Dang, happened so quick. But yeah, this should get him to the end on fuel, so we should not see anybody else come back to pit road. Looking at everybody's pit stop time.
Neil, oh my goodness. Yeah. Can he even see? See what happened to Neil Rudd in the number 6 machine as Zach Evans couldn't make it to the... It's a what?
Is that a Binks design logo that was in their way?
Yeah, sure is.
Oh, lots of smoke.
Oh. And that's kind of what he sees for kind of the rest of the the time in a while. I don't even know. I mean, hopefully it's just on our end, and on his end he didn't have that, because this is what he was seeing from the helmet cam.
Yeah, I don't know how you can see through that, but bless his soul.
Go on here with the 09 machine. That's interesting. The 09 didn't make any attempts at like changing the steering input since the crash. Oh, that has to be a glitch. Okay, that has to be a glitch, because there's no way that he is definitely not steering there. He is absolutely steering. Is it what type of what's going on? Is that with everyone? No, that's working. Can I, if I go back?
Oh, James Miller must have a hack on his thing, and it's got all messed up. I'm just kidding.
He must have some sort of hack or something that's preventing us. Maybe it's the Canadian magic in him.
So Carlos, my guesstimate for that incident is about 11 cars involved in that incident on lap number 5. Our first caution here of half number 1. Pace truck lights are off. Field is doubled up. Looking at our top 5, we have Daniel Gore, Cameron Rich, Gilberto Javier Gomera right there in 3rd, Dallas Myhand in 4th, and Jake Scarborough in 5th. Matt Hackathorn 6th, Ray Bracey 7th, Noah Brown 9th, 8th, David Westergreen 9th, and James Watson 10th. And go ahead, Carlos.
I'm counting about 9 or 10 people. I think it's 10 people here who have gone down pit road for longer than a minute. So I'm sure there's maybe been a couple that were involved that didn't get much damage, who had a normal pit stop. But yeah, I would say around 10, 11 drivers involved in this incident.
Once again, still only 4 championship chase-off drivers in the top 10 right now. It's going to hurt a lot of those drivers' chances. Chances. We'll be coming to the green next time. It'll be 22 laps to go in this first half. Both halves, I believe, are 30 laps the distance. Similar distances, pretty much split right down the middle. Makes it easy for these drivers to figure out what they got to do. They can learn a bunch in this first half, but if you're involved in an incident, it doesn't help, especially this early on. As the green flag is back in the air, Daniel Gore with a great jump. Gonna pull away as Cameron Rich will just file in right there into his back bumper for 2nd. In 3rd, you got Gilberto Gomera. Oh, wow, there it is. Yep, Gilberto Javier Gomera in 3rd.
I'm not even gonna tell Bojo to clip that. I'm gonna give him just let him forget about it.
I was doing pretty good. Dallas Myhand there in 5th. Scarborough in 4th, gonna jump to the top, gonna leave those 3 on the bottom all by themselves. 77 to Scarborough, Gomera, Myhand, all lined up, in Dallas, Ray Bracey in that top line.
Yeah, Dallas Myhand, usually driving for me. Unfortunately, we just ran out of cars for this week, so thankfully, the OSCA, the official OSCA entry came back for this week. It's been a season or 2 since there has been an official OSCA entry car. So good to see Dallas here on the race. I wish I had the car space for him, but since we lost one of our charters, we just don't have the room.
You'll have that sometimes when seats are already filled. Right now, he's running in 5th, making great news with what he's got. Using the VR as we take that great onboard shot. Gotta appreciate Dallas for that. Right now, Jake Scarborough up to 3rd with Dallas Myhand on his back bumper, trying to make the charge to the front. Ryan Gallo, who was making the charge earlier on, now in the middle of the pack again. Not sure what his damage report is, but we got a car all the way down there in the bottom. That might be
Michael.
Yep. Oh, going to the grass, doing some mowing. Apparently decided to bail out there. Ooh, we got the 52 still riding along.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, we got one in the wall. Is that Adam Peeler? Oh, wow, that was so close for Nathaniel Cherry.
Yeah, something happened to Peeler. And he's come to a complete stop. That will not bring out a caution, thankfully, but... Oh, wow, he is, he is missing a whole wheel.
All right, so apparently a big contact with that outside wall, potentially, for Adam Peeler. Lap number 11. We'll take a look at a replay here.
I can figure out what happened, Peeler. Well, there's Gavel.
See him in the middle 3 wide there. Oh, Peeler, slight contact. Oh. Bang, bang play right there, and unfortunately, whew, man, Nathaniel Cherry just squeezed by that. That was crazy. Oh, Michael Pergnicillo felt something was off, and it apparently played off in his favor because he's clean after that one. What a huge impact. As you can see, his Peeler
not even turning.
peeled off the track. Then got the tow back to pit road.
He probably couldn't even turn the wheel. I mean, he could have, but I don't think anything would have happened.
Get back to live racing action. You got the number 39 right there on the inside, trying to make his march to the front. James Watson, oh, slight wiggle. Ooh, Noah Brown right there as well. 3 wide in the middle. Ryan Gavel back to the top where he was making hay earlier on. Daniel Gore, though, is still side by side with Gomier. But coming to that 3rd line on the outside is Ty McIntosh getting pushed by Ryan Gavel. We've got a 3 wide battle for the lead here at the halfway point. Just about the halfway point.
Yeah, 3 wide there through 1 and 2 all the way into the backstretch, almost making contact at 10 and the 75 through. They've had a similar issue here at a super speedway before that resulted in one of those drivers leaving the same team that they were in. As the 10 and the 1 make contact as well. Gavel's back at the front now. They were talking about if he had any serious damage to his car from the incident. I don't think he does, as he almost made it all the way to the front row.
Almost made it to the front row, and then the number 75, Ty McIntosh, decided he wanted to go to the middle row. Ryan Gavel trying to get that momentum back up. It looks like he does have just enough speed. Oh, contact there with Gamera. Oh, the 65 of Noah Brown holds on to it. That was a close one.
That was
got
such
this
a
field
good
all
save.
jumbled up. Ryan Gavel, though, to the lead. Oh, he's almost getting spun heavy push there by the number 9 of David Westergreen. Had to get off his back bumper wheel. Almost had another big incident. Daniel Gore tries to get to the outside of Ryan Gavel. Holy cow, we're 3 wide for the lead, coming to the line halfway. I was just calling the white flag lap there, coming to the checker. These drivers got me on the edge of my seat. It's Westergreen, number 9, Ray Bracey, number 7, break away. And they got Ty McIntosh in tow, Ryan Gavel as well. Daniel Gore running your top 5. Gore on the outside. Gavel tries to move up to pull his draft. Is the number 88 of Cameron Rich is now the lone wolf on the inside, trying to get to the back bumper of Ray Bracey and David Westergreen. As we're right on board here with Ty McIntosh reporting, giving us that camera and this awesome shot. We look just back at him. This field is tight up front, even with it getting slightly spread out there early for just a quick break. And man, 2 cars on the outside. You got Gore and Hackathorn trying to make it work with Scarborough decided to go, but we got 3 cars abreast. 3 by 3 by 3.
There's the 09 pulling out of pit road. James Miller about 9 laps down, I believe. As he's gonna try to get himself back up into this race, maybe grab a couple spots. He needs to. He is a chase-off driver, so his only hope is that there's a crash within the next 4 or 5 laps That takes away a huge chunk of the drivers. We've almost had a couple already.
Right now. This is the way these drivers are racing. It might happen sooner than later. Now we're pretty much in the money time. Now we're past halfway. If you're not towards the front, you're going to start getting desperate because you pretty much want to control this field. It's extremely difficult to do, especially when we're too wide.
Oh,
almost three wide. Oh, we got one wrecking. That is 41. Dallas Mahan around. Maybe Thomas Capuano potentially involved as well. Mahan takes it straight to pit road with the tow. Our leader is going to be the 75 of Ty McIntosh. Let me get a quick look at this 3-wide television replay. Speaking of 3-wide, just did not work there. Just did not work there. Not sure if they were just squeezed in there, but whew, great driving by that driver right there. Just locked the brakes up long enough. Let's take a good shot. Look at this here.
Actually, I don't know.
A little bit.
I think the 41 hit the wall, entering the corner, and then came down a little bit. Let's go on into the blimp camera or the chopper camera. Slow it down. 14 is moving up. Oh well, I think there would have been contact regardless whether the 41 hit the wall or not.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't think the 41 could have gone any higher.
Yeah, I mean, the 41 was coming down. But I think regardless, there would have been contact from the 14 coming up.
Yeah, I mean, the 41 was coming down because he was in the wall. So, I mean, you really can't blame him there for turning left. He was just into the safer barrier, and that is not where there is any speed. So, we've got 12 laps to go. Our second caution of the first half, and these drivers have been doing really good mowing on through this. Not too many cautions. Knock on wood.
Matt Hackathorn may be a little light on fuel.
Yep, as you can see him down there trying to save heavy.
I don't think it works like that in iRacing. That would be cool though.
Well, this is how it works in my opinion. If you're going on the apron, you're taking the shortest distance around the track, so you're burning just a smidgen less fuel taking that shorter route.
It's not going to matter because we're on a pace lap. Anyway, Watson down Pear Road, Nathaniel Cherry near Road the third, Cooper Johnson going down Pear Road. I don't think he was involved in anything. I think he's just maybe trying to top up on fuel. Kine and Jones down Pear Road as well. But yeah, a couple hard hits already, but we're almost done with this first one.
James Miller getting the wave around. Rashid Cole's got the wave around as well. We still got 24 cars on the lead lap. 24 drivers with still an opportunity to win this first half.
You know what we haven't done in a long time?
What is that, Carlos?
A mid-race interview. Let's go ahead and bring in your current race leader and get a quick word with the number 75 of Ty McIntosh. Ty, you're going to be restarting this race with like under 10 laps remaining. What do you think is going to be the key thing for you to get a victory?
I mean, I think it's going to come down to, managing the restart, making sure that us, the South Shore boys, stay in the line here. I feel like we did a really good job of working together there and getting lined up. So I think it's going to be a matter of one of us leading each lane and just seeing what we can do. It's going to be crazy. I mean, that first 20 laps was insane.
Yeah, well, you definitely have help around you, and you're surrounded with teammates nearby. Do you think it's going to be crazier than what we had in those first 20 laps, or do you think guys were giving it their all?
Oh, no, I think absolutely it's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be a little crazier. Truthfully, I mean, we got 10 laps to go. We're on a restart. You've got guys that need points. They're going to be working their way through the field, trying to get what they can for the playoffs. So, yeah, no, it's going to be wild.
All right, and last question that I have for you is, do you want to be leading or not leading on the last lap?
If I've got these South Shore boys behind me, I'd rather lead. if I'm pushing one of them, I'll take it, but I'd rather be leading because I know D West is a hell of a pusher and he's got my back. So.
All right, Jeremy, you have anything?
Go get him, Ty. Let's see if you can pull us off, man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep. Good luck, man. There goes. And
Appreciate.
yeah.
Quick word.
Yeah, very, very quick word. And yeah, because I asked that last question because there's been many times where the drafting packages changed, where you never, like, there were times where you wanted to lead, and there were times where you absolutely did not want to lead on that last lap. And it looks like with the way these cars are, especially if you have help, it's going to be hard to pass. So you probably want to be leading, want to be that lead pack there. He's trying to get his South Shore teammates behind him, and he has 1 and the 9 right behind him. And he's got the 7 as well, also lined up. So they're pretty much good to go here already. They just got to stay committed.
One driver, though, has making that third lane work has been the number 1 of Ryan Gavel. See if any other drivers have the same thoughts to maybe use that third lane here. This will come to the green flag. We'll have 9 laps to go. These are the drivers in the top 10. Ty McIntosh, Daniel Gore, David Westergreen, Matt Hackathorn, Ray Bracy, Ryan Gavel, Jake Scarborough, Cameron Rich, Noah Brown, Caden Tufts, your top 10 coming here with 9 laps to go on this restart. Round 16 of 18 here on this season. Coming down to the wire for these chase-offs. Just a handful of drivers left out here to get points. They want to capitalize when they can. Pace trucks made the left-hand turn in the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. We've got 9 laps to go. Can Ty McIntosh hold them off here for the final 9 laps?
Ooh, that outside line was almost caught sleeping. It's just kind of broken away, the opposite of that last restart, where the inside line had kind of broken down as, well, not both lines are breaking up, as the South Shore trio have gotten those top 3 positions. Daniel Gore, the first driver, right behind, and he's got that 77 of Jake Scarborough on his back bumper. Well, maybe we'll see if they're going to work together, as the outside line can't even catch up to the top 5. There they go.
5-car, it was a 5-car breakaway in single file, and Daniel Gore decided him and Scarborough were going to go to the top. The number 9 trying to go up the block. Not going to make it happen. We're 3 wide for a second. What does Ty McIntosh do? He tries to stay committed to the bottom, but that top line's got 4 cars coming, and a train choo-choo. Here they come.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would agree with that move by the 9, as you've gone from being a 3-car tandem to now battling with your teammate there on the inside. As that gave that outside line all of the advantage it needed, as the 75, the 9, and the 7 are going to start dropping back. But yeah, Daniel Gore, now your leader. He started all the way in the front, your pole sitter for tonight. As look at the 9 of David Westergreen move from the middle to the inside line, side by side with the 77, and going to be side by side with the 69 for the lead on the inside.
Wow, Westergreen snuck it in there in front of that number 75 of Ty McIntosh, now on his back bumper with Daniel Gore trying to make that second.
Oh, he did it again.
Oh, Westergreen made the same mistake. If you're going to make the block, man, you just got to get up there and commit to it. You cannot fade like that. The 69 of Daniel Gore knows that, and he just capitalizes every single time. And that's going to be a huge wreck at the front. That's collecting everybody except for a leader. Huge wreck here in the final 8 laps.
Huge, yeah, huge crash. All but like the top 3 escape from that one. Oh, not even. Well, it's
trying to find a car not involved.
Yeah, let's take a look and see exactly what happened. As it,
I know for sure 1 is not involved. That'd be Daniel Gore.
The SDK is not giving me a specific car that this crash began with. You see the 9, the 75, and the 77. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. No, yeah, for sure. I think the leader was the only one that made it through.
A couple of cars in the back of the pack might have squeezed through with no damage. Like we said, Daniel Gore was up at the front pretty much all by himself. And they usually say the best spot's to be the leader. That was the answer there. Look at that. Look on board from Daniel Gore. Driving away in the sunset as the whole field wrecks behind him.
That's exactly what he wanted to see, and what nobody else in here wanted to see is go on board with a couple drivers, starting with chase-off driver Cooper Johnson. I believe he was involved, as I think everyone kind of was, making contact with Cameron Rich. That's a, yeah, he got a meatball flag for sure. Actually, here all the drivers are meatball flags. David Westergreen, Jake Scarborough, Ty McIntosh, Hackathorn, Cassidy McLeod, Cameron Rich, Cooper Johnson, Gilberto Javier Romero, and Dallas Myhan. Actually, excuse me, Dallas Myhan cleared his black flag. Here on board with another RKM driver, Darren Staff. He was a bit further back. Let's see if he makes it through. Immediately on the brakes.
A couple drivers might have squeezed through, like I said. He's being smart.
Cam, he's crabbing.
We got this one blowing smoke in front of him. Man, broken cars everywhere.
Here's Cassidy McLeod's on board.
Oh.
Oh no! Right into her friend, Kynan Jones. Is wow, Cassidy did not expect there to be such a huge checkup.
Apparently that was the case because it happened extremely quick. Probably trying to stay out of this melee and just slowed up, and unfortunately, 14, we just had a full head of steam there.
Here's Matt Hackathorn's point of view.
Right in the pretty much the middle of it, as you see those two cars. What a sickening feeling! You're pretty much in the wreck, and the wreck actually passed him. He wrecked so early on in that. That was crazy.
Here's another RKM driver involved, Tristan Millette. I know he was kind of involved in the middle of it as well. But he's running fourth, so I think he maybe didn't get that bad of damage. He may be okay. As I kind of want to go on gyro cam view with Cameron Ridge, because that car is killed. There's Cameron Ridge. No, excuse me, that's the wrong person. There we go. Cameron Ridge. There's nothing you can do. Look how much he's cranking it to the left just to keep the car straight.
Hanging on for dear life, just trying to get any positions he can to finish it up.
Car he's passing. I can't see. I'm trying to find that. That's the 04. I think we were already on board with the 04.
As we're getting ready to come back to the green.
Yeah, let's go back green, see what happened, or see, where the drivers are lining up and everything.
Boy, a lot going on here. Looking to the field right now, we got Daniel Gore, Caden Tufts, Ray Bracey, Tristan Millette, and Dave Carpenter, your top 5, Thomas Capuano, James Watson, Michael Pernisilio, James Watson, Dylan Thomas, and I believe Darren Staff is your top 10 as the drivers are going to flip in positions right there. On the field, it's almost a natural green-white checkered. We'll have 3 laps to go when we come back around. Can we get through this race without another caution? Only time will tell. Pace truck lights are off. We'll make that left-hand turn. Get to the guy start, restart, dry cove, restart zone, and get it underway. It is in my opinion that about 8 cars are left in it to win it. We'll see what happens here when we get back underway and drafting, but another big incident. in the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Daniel Gore drives away. Doesn't want to get too far out because if they get that momentum behind them, they could get in big trouble. Man, there's so much disorganization. A lot of disorganization here. So many damaged cars. Top lane getting put back together once again. 5 cars in the top lane, 4 on the bottom. Oh, we got the 39. Trying to go 3 wide here. A 3 wide Scooty's going to make that happen. Trying to get to the front. Cannot make it happen. It's a 66. Excuse me, the 00 makes the block on that second row. Ray Bracey finds himself on the back bumper of Daniel Gore. Coming around to 2 laps to go this time. We've got a heck of a battle here for second on back.
Oh, Bracey's going for the lead.
Goes for the lead here into turn 1 and 2. Trying to get to the outside of Gore with the help of the 39 of James Watson. Those 2 drivers are hooked up, but there's only the 2 of them versus 4, maybe 5 on the bottom. But Darren Staff getting help from the 92 of Tristan Millette. They're making it happen in the 3rd lane, but Darren Staff goes right to the back bumper of the 39. No, he tries to continue to make that 3rd lane march, but he has no help to his back bumper. Daniel Gore loves to see it because he's still our leader. Coming to the white flag this time.
Who's going to win here when we have 2.5 miles remaining? With right now, well, Daniel Gore led that lap. Ray Bracey still stuck to the outside as it's anyone's game. Anybody here in this, you can see in the picture, can win this race. As 45 still trying to make that 3rd line work, but nobody wants to work with him as the 45 is going to be dropping to the back like a rock.
I am so surprised that nobody wants to work with that 45 because that 3rd lane has had so much momentum over and over again tonight. But Ray Bracey makes the right moves at the right time, finding himself in the lead, coming through turns 3 and 4. What's going to happen behind him? Daniel Gore goes to the top. The 39 of James Watson goes with him. That's going to leave Ray Bracey all by himself. They're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered flag. James Watson, the outside's going to have the advantage. He's going to win the first half as they wreck behind him. With Daniel Gore finishing 3rd, Noah Brown finished 2nd.
James Watson made the right moves when it mattered, and unfortunately, Ray Bracey will not get to go to victory lane tonight. But the victory for the number 39 Team Watson Racing. Noah Brown in 2nd, Daniel Gore in 3rd, and Ray Bracey will be finishing this race in 4th. Kind of joked, finished 5th after being just having his rear end smashed by Cassidy McLeod in the last caution. Well, there's, oh, I'm sure it's already a little raw, but it's going to be even more tender tomorrow.
What a finish there at the end of that race. Wow, that was a race to call. If that was just a preview of what we've got coming up next for our second half, with there's gonna be more traction. You know, the lights are on as we take a look at our first half results. James Watson in that number 39 machine, Team Watson, is our winner. Noah Brown finished 2nd. 3rd was Daniel Gore. 4th, Kynan Jones. 5th, Ray Bracey. 6th, Dylan Thomas. 7th, Nathaniel Cherry. 8th goes to Dave Carpenter. Darren Staff finishes in 9th. 10th goes to Thomas Capiano. Caden Tufts finishes in 11th. Tristan Millette is in 12th. Rashid Cole's 13th. Neil Rutt III is in 14th and 15th. Michael Pergasiglio.
Yep, and 16th is going to be Ryan Gavel, Ty McIntosh in 17th, 18th, Cameron Rich, and 19th for the 19-car inverse, Cooper Johnson. So Cooper will be starting this second half in first place. 20th, Gilberto Javier Gomera, Cassidy McLeod 21st. My race, Big Jake Scarborough 22nd. David Westergreen in 23rd. Matt Hackathorn 24th. James Miller 25th. Dallas Myhan finished in 26th. Tim Conrad 27th. Adam Peeler finished in 28th, and last is going to be Dustin Dragon Doer. So I believe
really good picks.
Yeah, Vic is here, and well, what happened, Vic?
My pick did surprisingly well. So
My pick did okay, and then got bumped in a crash.
Yeah, he did. So Jeremy, you're up first because yours sucked the worst.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess I better use it. Better late than never. I feel like Dustin Doer is going to do something for me here in the second half. He's going to have some redemption.
Actually, not a bad pick. I considered that pick myself. Who you got, Carlos?
Give me Watson. I think he's going to go back to back.
You think so?
I don't know, man. I just need to feel something.
That is a bold choice. Well, I'm man, my picks are looking real thin. I'm gonna go with the driver of the number 6 tonight. I'm gonna go with Neil Rutt.
That could be a good pick.
No pressure, Neil.
Yeah, no pressure.
And once again, speaking of Neil Rutt, we're going to thank Binks Designs for sponsoring our broadcasters' picks here for this season. It's been a great little addition here for us in the broadcast booth to have our weekly picks for each half. And Binks Designs has sponsored that for us, so we appreciate that. As the warm-up has just gotten to about the halfway mark. Looks like nobody's on track because it is Daytona, so. What do you think, Carlos? I think we'll be pretty much the same way this time, just a little bit more traction, so maybe a little bit more speed. But man, that third lane was working pretty good there. I'm surprised nobody went up there with Darren's staff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I believe Darren has made some enemies this season, so maybe some of them didn't want to work with them, but we noticed how fast that third lane was, but that doesn't necessarily mean everyone did, and sometimes that third lane doesn't really appear too much. So I think it's mostly just a factor of drivers maybe not being fully aware of how fast they could have been. So Darren had a potential victory go away there, as he once again found himself near the front at the end and just wasn't able to get what he needed to get that victory.
Definitely tried to make it happen. A lot of drivers were making big, bold moves there at the end of that race. It was pretty interesting to see drivers, you know, try to make blocks and just not working out. And Daniel Gore would just, with his IQ he's got each week, you know, I just knew he could just turn right on a few of these drivers and just kind of shuffle them to the back. We'll see if any of those drivers maybe learned a little bit of lesson there with Daniel Gore, because he takes no prisoners each and every week, and especially here at Daytona here tonight.
Have just about a minute left, so we're going to take a quick break as we a commercial here to play for the boys at Weekend Woodsmen. So we'll be right back.
Be sure to check out Tim Mayo Conrad and the Weekend Woodsman crew on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button to get notifications when a new video drops, and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy the race.
And we are back. So we've had a chaotic half one where we saw a lot of drivers make way too many moves, way too aggressively, and you know they managed to hold their own for a long time before we had a caution and then another caution towards the end. But do you think it's going to be the same in half number 2? Or do you think it's going to be a little tamer?
We'll have to see how it plays out. Honestly, I think a lot of these drivers kind of all got this one set mind. They just want to get to the front because they saw what happened with Daniel Gore. Obviously, he didn't end up winning, but he was pretty much out of all of that chaos, keeping himself in the clean. But you know, everybody's trying to get to the front, and well, only one person can be in the front. And when everybody's trying to get to that one spot, it just kind of leads to some hectic racing. As the lights are on, the sun has set. We look at our lineup here for the second half. It's Cooper Johnson, number 91, on the pole. Cameron Rich, number 88, starting in second. Ty McIntosh, the number 75, starts third. Fourth, number 1, Ryan Gavel. In the fifth starting position, the number 28 of Michael Persinilio. The number 6 starting spot, you got the number 6, Neil Rutt, the third. Seventh starting position, you got the number 66, Rashid Coles. The 8th starting spot, got the 92, Tristan Millette. 9th starting spot, the 00, Caden Tufts. Rounding out our top 10, the number 21, Thomas Capuano. 11th starting position, you get the number 45 of Darren Staff. In the 12th starting position, you get the number 71, Dave Carpenter. 13th starting position, number 52, Nathaniel Cherry. 14th starting spot, 13th number car, Dylan Thomas. 15th starting spot, you got Ray Bracey, and on his outside, you got Kynan Jones, starting in 16th starting spot.
Yep, in 17th, we have Daniel Gore and Noah Brown right behind him in 18th position. 19th is going to be your race half one winner, James Watson. And then 20th, in fact, did not get inverted. It's going to be Gilberto Javier Gomera, Cassidy McLeod in 21st, Jake Scarborough starting this second half in 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is David Westergreen and Matt Hackathorn. A lot of these drivers back here were involved in wrecks there in that first half. 25th is going to be James Miller. 26th is going to be Dallas Myhand in that OSCA entry. 27th, Tim Conrad, and 28th is going to be Adam Peeler. And starting this race out here in dead laps will be Dusty Dewar. So Dustin, as you can only go higher from here.
And that's why I picked Dustin. I figured if we're going to start at the back, might as well pick the one driver that's got nothing to lose. He started the back, he could finish at the back for all he cares right here. As I believe one driver has lost connection. Potentially 2 drivers have lost connection here in the second half. Dylan Thomas and Dallas Myhand not making the start. So speaking of Dustin Dewar, he gets himself 2 spots to the plus already.
Oh man, yeah, Dallas Myhand on the Discord saying VR crashed while gridding. So, well, I mean, he'll get back. He may not even lose a lap potentially.
Let's see.
Depending on when he left, but he'll definitely lose the
just
pack.
connected. It's gonna be close.
It'll be close. I think he'll lose a lap, but I think if he just gets a quick caution, he'll be good to go.
A lot can happen, as we've seen in the first half. Once again, 30 laps is the distance, about 24 laps on fuel. That puts us 6 laps short. 1 stop is going to be necessary here tonight in our second half. No invert, because there's nothing after this one.
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot to update that. There we go. There we go.
So Dylan Thomas just reconnected again as well. So potentially 2 drivers trying to rejoin this race.
I don't think
Gotta
Dylan
love
Thomas
technology sometimes. Sometimes things are out of your control. Pace truck is off the track. In the restart zone, green flag is waving. Cooper Johnson, Cameron Rich, man, woo, side by side.
Dylan and Dallas are both connected again, I believe. Oh, never mind.
Not yet, at least. At least connected to the server, just not in the server yet. So like you said, going down at least 1 lap, as looks like we got 1 driver deciding to bail out and take it to the back and just ride this one out.
Bernasiglio is like, you guys can go crash early. I'm gonna sit in the back.
Worked out pretty good last race. See if it works out again for him this one. Avoiding all of that mayhem. Speaking of mayhem, we got 3 wide already.
Oh, yeah. Cameron Rich going on the middle there. as he's trying to get as many spots as early as he can. Drifts up in front of the one to make that middle into one lane there on the outside. That's my hand finally in pit road. He will lose a lap and potentially a second if he doesn't get a quick caution, as he will not have the draft pack to help him. 45 and the 73, as well as another driver. I can't quite tell who that's. Rashid Cole's dropping to the back. I think they've had enough of what's going on. They don't like what they see.
Rashid Cole's almost wrecked it coming back on the track. Woo. Eventually, you're going to have so many drivers going to the back of the pack, you're going to end up back at the front.
Oh no, Dallas My Hand is no longer in the session again.
Oh. Technology is not going well for him tonight, unfortunately. But up front, we got Cooper Johnson, Cameron Rich, Ty McIntosh, Ryan Gavel, and excuse me. Yeah, Ty McIntosh. Yeah, I got it all right. I thought I had it wrong there for a second.
Well, Caitlin Rich, I hope you're watching, because your hubby is currently in first place. Well, and he is leading that outside line. He's got a strong running number one behind him. Had to start that first half kind of in the back and got involved in an early incident. Was able to make his way back up to the front before being involved in another one, as they're working together to get that outside line working for the lead.
Earlier in the racing action, the top line was working, and then we had a little bit more sunlight. I didn't get to catch the track temperature difference between the first session and this session, but obviously less sunlight makes the track a little bit cooler, as we're 3 wide for lead. So Cameron Rich might be getting shuffled out.
But his teammate in the 65, decided to slow up, let that one car have the lead, and then work with Cameron Rich, and now the one car's stuck on the outside line with no help.
Looks like he was able to file in right there. Look at our top 5 cars on the bottom. Johnson, McIntosh, Millette. There's the 88 of Cameron Rich, leads it outside line. They're chugging choo-choo on that outside, trying to make it work once again. Both lines organized extremely well, as we are now on lap number 5. This is when we had an incident in the first half. Can we get through a couple more laps? Everybody's pushing hard, because they all want to be in the front where it's clean, but only one person can be up front, and then everybody starts driving the back, and before you know it, you're back to the middle of the pack, and your dropping back strategy did not work out.
I'm going to need you to take over for a little bit.
All good, all good. I was actually just taking a quick sip of the drink, so I guess it worked out. Just a quick break in the action. Watching these cars roar around this awesome Daytona International Speedways. Woo! It was close racing there on that inside line between the Cooper Johnson machine and Ty McIntosh on his bumper. They were really squirrely, dirly right there. But everybody's still going. In the first half, we saw an incident where we took from second on back pretty much out of the race for contention to win. The big rack, a couple cars towards the back, were able to slow up and miss it completely. 6-car breakaway side by side by side by side by side. Everybody follows back up. No line really has the dominance yet. Everybody's just so organized. Ryan Gavel jumps to that third lane. He knows where he wants to be. Now the next question is, will anybody go with him? Dustin Dewar is showing he wants to go with him to that third lane. Is he going to stick with it? Dustin Dewar started on the tail end of the field. Now has himself inside the top 10. As Jake Scarborough joins that top lane choo-choo train. Tries to hang out the 65 and the 88 in that middle lane. That's Noah Brown and Cameron Rich in that middle lane. With Daniel Gore right there with him.
New development for Dallas Myhand on the Discord. He has said his 2-year-old hit the power button.
Continues to get worse. I guess it's a snowball effect there. As we are 3 wide for the lead with 23 laps still to go. Oh, Cooper Johnson with a little wiggle off of 4. Still keeps it straight enough, so we are still underway.
Yeah, I mean, these drivers are 3 wide, and they're making it work, and it's a little scary to see as there's really not much room for error here.
Not much room for error. You can almost just barely fit. Sometimes a gallon of milk in between these cars are so close. All just trying to figure out which lane they want to get in. The third lane falling apart again. Middle lane seems to be the most organized at this time, but the side draft when you're in that middle car is just so tremendous. You're getting air dumped on from you both left and right. Trying to hold on to it as that middle lane punching through. Dustin Dewar from the tail end of the field trying to go up here and lead a lap. Can he do it next time by?
Wow, maybe you've just made the best prediction pick in all of OSCA history. Is the 6. Vic's pick is taking a little bit of a wild ride through the through the pavement there on the backstretch, where now in real life it's all pavement, which sucks, but yeah, whatever.
Peeler in the Macintosh, excuse me, in the Gilbertos. We got the 14 Wells. McLeod is around. The yellow is out.
That could have been much worse. Gilberto is going down Pier Road. Gilberto has a meatball flag.
Yeah, Gamera with heavy damage here.
Let's see what happens.
Take a look at a 3-wide TV replay. Oh, looks like, was that Peeler just came up a little bit and, oh man.
There were like 2 or 3 cars that did synchronize, that got loose at the same time.
Little ballet action. Yep, yeah, that middle lane, just kind of all 3 cars, just kind of the same thing there. That was crazy.
Yeah, really got the worst end there.
And with this wreck, I believe that's going to open up pit road for everybody to come down here to top off to make it to the end. As we were just only 6 laps short. We got 10 laps in that time. We got 20 laps to go. That was a nice little run, a little bit better than last time. Sometimes, though, cautions breed cautions. We'll have to see what drivers' composures are like. But right now, if you're Cooper Johnson, everything is going good. If you're Dustin Dewar, wow, everything's going great. From the tail end of the field to the front. Unbelievable drive there by Dustin Dewar. As it looks like the whole field is, of course, coming down pit road this time. Keep an eye on these times. Should see just a lot of splash and goes. Yep, bunch of 6-second stops is the answer. But for Cooper Johnson, you're leading him back out to the track as the leader.
Yeah, so far a bit of a calmer a bit of a calmer second half compared to that first one. But with the caution bunching, well, I mean, everyone was already bunched up, with the caution kind of resetting things, it's got potential to be very chaotic from here on out.
That is a great fact, Carlos. So that's like a cautions breed cautions statement. To see how it plays out. Like you said, it was definitely a lot more, I wouldn't say tamer, but more organized. Looks like a lot of lessons were learned from that first half. We got a couple more laps in this time. Till that first caution came out. I believe it was just 4 or 5 cautions in that first race, so it wasn't too bad. These drivers are doing a great job here at the Great Daytona International Speedway. At the front of the field, though, plus 27 for Dustin Dewar running second right now. Unbelievable run. I had hope he was going to have a better run, but man, he does not disappoint me or prove me. He's trying to prove me right here. It's the best way to put it. As the drivers will get ready for that pace truck to turn off its lights, hopefully this time.
Let's see if they do. Lights are off. We'll be restarting here with 17 laps remaining.
I'll tell you what, if we go green to the end, these 17 laps will just fly by. Those first 10 laps went by a lot quicker this time as well. Drivers were doing a great job. 3-wide racing once again at this very narrow Daytona International Speedway. 3-wide, excuse me, is doable, but it's just like we've seen with some of the incidents here tonight is you don't got one driver is trying to give one driver more room, and then one driver will slip up, and unfortunately, being 3-wide, it happens very quickly. But if you want to be on that outside and go fast to make it work, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I agree.
We
saw. I think the person who's got the most experience right now in this field may just be Dustin Dewar. Went from dead last to leading for a fraction of a second before he dropped to second.
I mean, you said it right there, Carlos. Dead last to the front row. Unbelievable march. It is tricky to pass here, and he's just making it happen. Oh, a lot of credit goes due to Dustin Dewar. We'll have to see where he finishes, though, in this race. Coming to the green, we'll have 17 more trips around. Great pace by these drivers all night. As in time-wise, and a lot of green flag racing. It's got to feel good as a driver. Very satisfactory when your broadcaster can cut the stream just a little bit earlier. Get everything tidied up and ready for the next one. As we get ready now, the pace truck makes that left-hand turn. Once again, is that for the last time? We shall see. Green flag is in the air. Cooper Johnson with a great start. Dustin Dewar trying to hang on his quarter panel. Cannot do that. You'll have the 75 of Ty McIntosh move himself into second. Right now, everybody's kind of leaving Dustin Dewar all by himself. Who's going to make it to the front with the help is Ryan Gavel. Gets the back of Dustin Dewar. He's going to stick to his bumper. Yes, he will. He doesn't jump on the line just yet.
Yeah, that outside line is on this restart is kind of dead compared to the inside line, but it's only a fraction. It's only a matter of time before well, they're already there. That outside line, it's better than the inside, but it's got less people on the inside, but it's got speed, and they're working their way up there, and I'm sure more drivers from the inside are gonna move up there like we see the 69 doing, and now that outside line is back in terms of numbers.
Back to some awesome side-by-side action like we've been seeing all night long. These drivers making this narrow Daytona International Speedway work with ease. Cooper Johnson in that 3-wide television machine, our leader, where he's got Ty McIntosh in that number 75 on his back bumper. Dustin Dewar, number 32, out front of the second row on the outside. Ryan Gavel's right there on his back bumper. That's our top 4. Scarborough and Tristan Millette is our 3rd row there, and then you got Daniel Gore and Caden Tufts in our 4th row. Right now, as they run under green flag pace, man, these drivers have got us so organized now. 15 laps to go.
You know, the way these drivers are making all those lines work, it's gonna be, you just have no idea where the victory is gonna come from. Cooper Johnson is starting on the pole, has led the most laps so far, leading on the inside line, but Dustin Dewar from last to first. on that middle outside line trying to do what he can, and we got the 65 and 35 working that outside line.
Third lane is back underway. These drivers, it's kind of like it takes them a couple laps, so they all get kind of comfortable and then they make it happen. Oh, almost a little contact there between the 71 and the 7, but we are still clean and green. Look at that, 2 cars all the way up in that third lane making the passes happen. The 65 of Noah Brown leading the way. We got the 35 of Tim Conrad at his back bumper. Will Ryan Gallo move to the top lane there? That's what he's been doing all night, is making that third lane run. As the third lane is there, and Ryan Gallo, like I said, will pop out to that third lane, making Dustin Dewar fall back just a touch, being in that middle lane, getting shipped out. But Cooper Johnson still continues to lead the way.
32's arcing those corners a little bit, entering high on the outside. It's a little scary, but the 75, Ty McIntosh moving up until the lead there, going from the inside to the outside, and now gonna be in the lead and lead that lap, and might even come down in front of Cooper Johnson if he can get cleared.
Ty McIntosh doing everything kind of get to that lead, but Ryan Gavel, and I believe that's a 65 of Noah Brown, trying to make that outside line work still. Look at that, 2 cars by themselves down the backstretch battling for the lead. Unbelievable racing here.
Cooper Johnson, 91 on the inside, has some help from his teammate in the number 92 there, as I'm sure that they're going to be locked in that position for a while unless something happens. As 91, 92 trying to do what they can here to get that victory for the team owner.
Third lane, trying to get some more cars involved, trying to make that march back to the front. But right now, the bottom 2 lanes are prevailing in numbers and speeds. Old Ray Bracey came up just a little bit, almost got into the side of Daniel Gore. Cooper Johnson getting a big push there from Tristan Millette. They're going to make a hard charge to 3 and 4. Dustin Dewar all over the back bumper of Ty McIntosh. Jake Scarborough behind Dewar there. Throughout the field, you still got James Watson right there on the outside, top 10, Dave Carpenter as well. It sounds like there's a lot of cars in front of you, but if you look at it on the field, you know, that's about 8 cars right there under a blanket. So definitely some tight, close racing. Middle and bottom lane, almost similar in numbers. Can they hold off this charging number 1 of Ryan Gavel?
I think that I think that middle lane is a dominant lane, as it's the only one that can almost kind of break away from the rest of the field. The outside line can be fast, and at some laps they're faster than both of the lanes, but it's just not consistent. And the inside line can get side by side and even lead a little bit, but they just can't build that run like that third lane can. Well, we'll see if that changes now, because the 77 of Jake Scarborough has moved up into the outside line, adding 1 more to the outside line and subtracting 1 from the middle lane.
Garbo wanted to help out. He wants to get to that front as we're 3 wide for the lead down the backstretch with 10 laps to go. Make that 9.5 laps to go. Scarborough right to the bottom. Scarborough with a very calculated move to use that outside lane to get to the front. And he's going to try and, let's see if he tries to block all these lanes. No, he cannot, as the 1 of Ryan Gale getting a big push to the front. He's going to lead that lap.
And drop into the middle lane.
Which lane is Ryan Gavel going to try to be in front of the most? Right now he tries the middle. Does he try to block the bottom?
I think he does. Yeah, he does. He blocks the bottom. As,
well, he does that. The 45 is getting a push. That's going to get him to his outside.
Ooh!
We're going to be 3 wide again for the lead.
What a run that 77 had on the 1. Give him a bump, and the 1 got all wiggly. was able to hold on to it, and now it's going to take the lead again from the 75.
What a battle for the lead between all these drivers. That third lane is starting to fall back just a little bit, but they're starting to get more numbers once again. 8 laps to go. Gavel, McIntosh, Scarborough, Dustin Dewar, Cooper Johnson, Daniel Gore, Tristan Millette, Caden Tufts, James Watson, and Noah Braun, your top 10. Ryan Gavel goes all the way up to the third lane, gets pushed, or excuse me, shuffles himself way back.
I don't know if that was a block by the 1 or if the 77 got the 1 loose entering the corner and 1 had to catch it by drifting it up high, and the 75 was able to move on to the inside from the inside of him. But the 1 has gone from first all the way down to outside the top 5 as he's trying to get the outside line working now.
Wow, look at all these cars. 3 wide. This is some awesome racing on 3 wide television. Oh, Scarborough with a big moment off the bumper of Cooper Johnson. Everybody does an awesome job keeping it straight, clean, and green. But like you said, Carlos, it definitely killed that momentum of that inside lane.
What a save by everyone to not make that a much bigger deal, as that almost took out the whole field again.
Very close racing. Oh, number 1's going to get shuffled to the middle once again.
Yep, Ty McIntosh to the lead right now, as there is no middle line. The 77 and the 0. Big wreck again.
Huge wreck. Massive wreck involving almost everybody but the top 5. Nope, excuse me, almost top 3. I think the only one's not involved. Just a moment, we will take a look at our 3 wide television replay. We have a lot to digest. I believe it started with Ray Bracey in contact with somebody else.
Yeah, I want to see what happened there. That was crazy. What happened? The 7 just, it looked like he shot up.
I'm not sure if maybe the 00 of Caden Tufts might have also been coming down from contact.
Something happened in the 7. That car jerked up. That was not natural.
00 came down as well at the same time, so I'm not sure if maybe some aero disturbance happened there, but like you said, it happened very, very quickly.
Maybe some net code? Yeah, that's weird.
I believe this race will set us up for a green-white checker.
That will be interesting for sure, man.
This has been some great racing up front and throughout the field. There's so much action to call. A couple big wrecks here and there. That was a great green flag run right there.
We're on board with the 52. Look at that 7. I don't know, man. That was just so weird.
And it happened very quickly as well.
On board with the 91 of Cooper Johnson. Their staff saw the crash and is like, nope, Just went turned straight left and into the grass. I don't think he hit anything.
Tried to choose the safest route, that's for sure.
Oh, he got hit from behind.
Oh,
By
of course.
Persiglio or something? I'm not quite sure. I mean, he may be okay. He stayed out. He didn't go down Pier Road. See what happens here. This actually may be a natural green-white checker.
It is right on the edge of that, being just that. So if they're coming to the one green, it should play out that way. Not the race will be extended a couple laps to facilitate a regular green-white checkered. Non-natural. As the field begins to double up, I believe they should be getting the one to go signal. Yes, they are. Pace truck. Lights are off. Natural green-white checkered is going to be underway when they come around out of turn 4 into the tri-oval. McIntosh, Dewar, Scarborough, Rich, Capuano are top 5. Who is it going to be? Who's going to make the right moves in the right time? Who's going to make the right blocks? Is somebody from 6th on back going to squeeze themselves into a podium position? We got 3 laps to figure it out here shortly.
Who's my pick again?
Good question. I do not remember.
I picked half one winner. Where's he doing? He is currently in 13th. He was involved in that crash. So yay. But you know, still possible.
Anything is possible at these big drafting tracks.
So this is going to be this is not an attempt to green-white checker, natural green-white checker that we mentioned. If a caution comes out before the white flag comes out, we will have our first of 2 attempts.
2 attempts at a green-white checkered if we cannot get it finished up this time around. And this could be a great finish. I can just feel it in the air. Coming out of turns 3 and 4 this time. We'll see that pace truck make a left-hand turn as we get to the entrance of pit road, and he does. Gonna come into the Geico restart zone. Is it for the final time? Let's find out. Green flag in the air. What a start there by Ty McIntosh. Dustin Dewar getting hung out on the inside all by himself now. 3 cars abreast on the top lane. The 75 comes down to pick up Dewar. Losing my voice there. Out back to top for the 75. Help is finally coming to the Dewar machine, but is it too little too late? Lap and a half
I think
to
he's
go.
just there. Oh, there goes the 75 down to the inside, as it's between the 75 and the 77.
Scarborough, McIntosh, side by side out of turn 4, coming to the white flag. Will they take it? Yes, they will. Final lap underway of race round number 16. Side by side for the lead. McIntosh, Dewar, Scarborough, Rich. Is somebody from behind going to sneak their way into the lead? Can McIntosh hold off both of these rows? He's trying to block both.
Oh!
That could lead to some hectic. He's going to get almost shuffled out. Dewar almost went to the middle. 21 of Capuano looking to the outside. The third lane is going to go for it. Staff goes to the middle. Peeler's going to get contact. They're going to be wrecking. It's going to be a 4-car battle to the finish. Who's it going to be? Dewar makes slight contact. Contact for the lead. McIntosh wins.
McIntosh, after getting slideways, got the win. And we thought he had that car wrecked, but he still just was able to hold on just enough as Perniciglio was able to get into second place. And, well, your race pick, Dusty Dragon Doer, got third.
26 spots on the grid there for Dustin Doer. Cannot wait to talk with him in an interview to say thank you for proving me right, that I felt like he wanted to have a rebound race, and he certainly did. What a race. What a night of racing, Carlos. Especially these drivers did a great job having a lot of green flag action. We didn't have anything too out of the ordinary, just a couple big wrecks, and this is kind of what you have here at these super speedway races. And Ty McIntosh finds himself in victory lane for half number 2. Half number 1 for
James Watson.
For Ty McIntosh. Excuse me, what I wanted to say. He found himself.
Yeah, and there's half one winner, James Watson.
17th. Yep, look at, great photo right there. Pull up just a little bit more. Yeah. The oh no cam. The oh no cam celebrating.
No. Got some dual burnouts going on right now. Or at least they're trying to.
They're trying to make it happen.
Ray Bracey's just trying to get there in the photo. As there they go. Doing the dual burnouts there with the 7 also tailing it around. As congratulations both James Watson and Ty McIntosh getting that victory.
And momentarily we will start speaking with our first half finishers and winner and our second half finishers and winner.
This here was that final last couple of miles as everyone started crashing in the back. And a little contact between Doer and the 77, and it was that close, huh? Well, hold up. Perniciglio finished second. How did he get past Doer? The Doer was right on the outside. Oh, he got to the grass. Look at that.
Wow. Just by
First,
a few feet.
Third, fourth, and Kynan in fifth. I think Kynan got back-to-back top 5s. What the hell was that 5?
5 thousandths of a second for second and third there. We have 6 interviews to go through tonight.
No, you just have half 2 winner, or excuse me, half 1 winner and top 3 in half 2.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and bring in your third place finisher for half number 2, Dustin Doer. Then we'll bring in Perniciglio, and then we'll bring in Watson and then McIntosh. So here, I'll go ahead and let you go ahead and start talking to tonight's half 2 third place winner, Dustin Doer, who was, of course, your race pick. Actually, is he in here?
Yeah, I got him. He's on the infield. Yeah. We've got Dustin Doer now in the 3 Wide Television broadcast booth. Grabbed him from the infield care center to make sure he was all right. Man, Dustin, I saw you were starting last. I had a pick to use for you. I just had this good feeling that you wanted to go and have a better race. And you went to the front early on. You led a couple laps. And what was your race like there in that second half?
Honestly, the Packers are playing, right? So I didn't really care if I got wrecked out early in that one. I was just going to get to the front and try to stay up there, and whatever happened, happened. It was a fun race. 32 was, she was hell bent on getting up front tonight and staying there, and that's what we did.
Well, it was fun to watch you do it, Dustin. Talk about your season real quick. What was your season like, and what do you look forward to going forward?
So it's been a miserable season, man. Hasn't been many good finishes. Started the season with a new computer, new internet company. Nothing was working right. It was really frustrating, but getting everything dialed in here at the end of the season. I'm super excited for 2025A. Really excited for that. That's probably going to be my final full-time season in OSCA. So yeah, really looking forward to going back to the trucks, and pretty sure we'll be racing for the championship out there.
Well, we heard it here first. Dustin Dewar going to try and go for that championship one more time. Dustin, who do you got to thank for getting you here tonight?
First and foremost, JD's Hilltop Salvage out in Goodrich, Wisconsin. Hello, Dad. If you have any scrap you need picked up, give old JD a call today. Miss Goodies, home of the famous hooded towel. Y'all, if you haven't heard about these, seen these, or have these, you need to get these right now. You can find her on Facebook at Miss Goodies. The National Horseshoe Pitching Association, get out and pitch America. Get a hold of me if you want some information on pitching horseshoes. And finally to Randy Big Balls Walters at Memory Lanes in Athens, Wisconsin. Hello, Randy. I know you're listening tonight. Have a cold one for me, buddy. And to you guys up in the booth, man, thank you for everything you do. We wouldn't be doing this without you. We wouldn't have viewers without you. So thank you guys a lot.
We appreciate the kind words, Dustin, and we wouldn't have great races like this without you. Congratulations on your third place finish tonight. Hopefully we'll grab you here in the next two races for one more interview.
Dang right you will.
That was Dustin Dewar, our second half third place finisher. Carlos, who will we grab next?
We're gonna bring in Michael Perniciglio for his second place finish here in half number 2.
Michael Perniciglio finding himself in second place of half number 2, man. Walk us through your night. It was pretty chaotic out there. It was pretty much the 3 wide almost the whole race once the racing got going, and a lot of great green flag racing, some big wrecks, and what did you do to just get yourself in second place tonight?
Yeah, that was definitely a pretty chaotic race. I definitely tried to just hang back and wait for all the wrecks, and eventually move my way up through the field. Kind of hung back in the first half. We got a little bit more in there and finished P2, so it was definitely a fun race.
It was definitely a fun race to watch in the broadcast booth. What are you looking forward to in these last 2 races to finish out the season?
I hope to just finish a little bit better. This is one of my better finishes this year, so far we haven't been having a great time. A couple connection issues, but we'll get around that and hopefully have some better finishes.
Well, we hope you have some better finishes, man. Who do you have to thank for getting you here tonight?
I just have to thank Team Mixture Rich for keeping me on the team. Some of my real life sponsors, the Derek Perniciglio Show, Ventoto Properties, and Check It One Manufacturing.
Awesome. Right to it. Congratulations on your half to second place. Hopefully we'll talk to you in the near future.
Hopefully. Thank you.
That was our half to second place finisher.
Yep, now let's go ahead and bring in tonight's half 1 race winner, James Watson. We have him?
I think
Yeah,
I'm
there he
missing
is.
him. There he is. Okay. All right. We got half 1 winner, James Watson, in the broadcast booth up here. Man, congratulations on your half 1 win. Man, what a night for you. You finished second in the second half. What a night for you. Walk us through it.
Oh man, it feels so good. Like it's been 2 seasons since my last win. Not since Richmond in 23A, since I've won a race. And so I was beginning to wonder if it was ever going to happen again. And yeah, I didn't think I had any sort of chance because I got damage in that next to last caution in half one and had like a minute of repairs that I got done. And I was able to get back out there, and I made a move to the up top early and had Gavel with me, and he gave me a big shove and got me, pushed me out ahead of the middle line, and then Ray was able to link up with me, and I was trying to push him to the win on that last lap, and I threw the block on Gore, and that was enough room for Noah to make a move, and Noah making that move and slowing Ray's momentum down, that block I threw on Gore ended up being the race winning move. So yeah, and this is only like the second time I've ever won at Daytona. So yeah, it's just so cool to be back in victory lane after almost 2 years.
Well, it's great to have you in the broadcast booth for an interview, especially being a winner. James Watson, who do you have to thank for getting you here tonight and throughout this whole season?
Yeah, I gotta thank Traders for stepping on board this season and helping pay my way through the season. It's been really awesome having them a part of everything. You know, I couldn't have done it without them and all of Nathan's help and support. I gotta thank everyone at Team Watson Racing Setups. Use code Watsman39 for 10% off at checkout. I gotta thank Icon Apparel, our merchandise partner. Chris Graham, the National Racing Network, Boomer Button Boxes, ZS Designs, Bojo Designs, and Dizzy V. Control Z Designs and Dizzy V Designs doing all my paint schemes this season. Dizzy V Designs was the designer of my particular scheme tonight, and gotta thank my folks for watching at home and always supporting me.
Awesome to hear from you, James Watson. Congratulations. Hopefully we'll talk to you again before the end of the season.
Hey, here's hoping. Cheers, guys.
Cheers to you as well. That was James Watson, our first half winner. Carlos, you want to finish us off here with our second half winner, Ty McIntosh?
Yeah, go ahead and bring him on up.
That is Ty McIntosh now up here in the booth. Ty, welcome to the booth. Not being a part of the booth, but being a part of the race as a winner. Congratulations on winning that second half, man. What a night. You didn't have the greatest finish there in the first race, but the second race, man, you started third. You finished first. That was great racing all night, man. Walk us through your night.
I mean, yeah, the first half, that was a South Shore teamwork, man. I haven't been a part of this group for too long, but I've been friends with David and Ray for a while, and just being a part of this group has been fantastic. Just the camaraderie that we have, and we're always trying to help each other. And we made some crazy moves in the first half, and thankfully it worked out for James. So it obviously didn't end the way that we wanted it to. And then we get to the second half, and I was up there by myself. I know Ray was up there. He was trying to get through there. We just didn't have the luck that we needed. I know David got caught up in something. James and Ray obviously both got top 10s there at the end, but wanted to have a good clean battle with Jake there. I took the top just because Jake and I have a pretty good connection on play tracks, and it worked out on the restart. And then I'm not sure what happened there out of 4. It was just chaos. Everybody was pushing as hard as they can to try to get things done, and I don't know, just insane night for South Shore. I love these guys. And it's 3 in a row. It's insane.
Well, a great night of racing. You've had pretty good, decent runs when you are able to run. Who do you got to thank for getting you here through pretty much this whole season and tonight?
I mean, I wouldn't be in the car if it wasn't for Dylan. Dylan is a great guy. Miss being able to race on the racetrack with him, but I appreciate him being a sponsor on the car and letting me slide in. Thank you for David for letting me slide in. Everybody, James, Ray, everybody that's a part of South Shore. Sorry, I'm like half a beer in at this point. Um, obviously everybody at Shift for letting me pop over here. You guys for 3YTV for being on the car and just having my back, and Tam Weekend Woodsmen, obviously the title sponsor, they're a secondary sponsor of mine. There's a lot of people to thank.
Well, Ty, glad to get you up here, and a interview was done in Victory Lane for you. So congratulations, and hopefully we will talk to you before the end of the season.
I think this might have actually been my last start of the season. So
Okay.
we're going out on a high note. I mean, if that's it, yeah, I think so. With the way that my work is, I've got to allocate some days off for redacted so that I can keep my charter there. So maybe if it pops, if it works, I'll pop into the booth. If not, I'll pop into the seat. But you know, I've had a blast. It's been great.
Well, if we don't see you in the booth or the seat, enjoy that beer, Ty. It's been great to cover you all season long.
Thank y'all.
Have a great night, Ty.
You too.
That was Ty McIntosh, our half two winner. Carlos, what a night.
What a night indeed. You forgetting
Enjoying
something?
I don't know what I'm forgetting.
You're like, Carlos, do you want to take Ty's interview? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let me do it. And then you just...
And then I brought him over to my quiet.
You
I was like, all
out.
right. I was like, oh, I guess I'm here.
I didn't know he was here.
Sorry, I guess you didn't, I
No,
guess you
it's-
didn't hear
it's
him
all
ping
right.
in here.
It's
My
all right.
apologies.
No,
It's
you're
all
all
good.
good. Hey, what
All right.
what two sets of fantastic races? We got 2 races left at the Classic Charlotte Roval, and then we're gonna finish it off at Auto Club.
Yes, like you said, great racing here at Daytona, especially with how these super speedway races can go sometimes. These drivers put on one heck of a show. Got to thank Vic Bloom for putting this whole season on and letting us be a part of this. Got to thank you, Carlos, for doing all the production work and all the back end work to make 3-Wide Television's productions as great as they are. My name is Jeremy Briggs. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next week.